Hi, my name is Gemma, and today I'll be sharing my thoughts on some really important questions about migrants and communities in the UK, specifically the challenges that migrants face in the UK, how young people can take the lead, as well as some ideas on improving the lives in our communities. One of the biggest problems that migrant faces in the UK isn't just the practical side of stuff, but also the social side of stuff, such as how the society sees them. Even though the UK is multicultural, the way that migrants are often spoken about in the media is really damaging, painting them as a problem. And that kind of language can spread misinformation and therefore leading to stereotypes, discrimination, and hostility. And that I remember reading upon an article about a protest outside a hotel which are housing migrants, and it really struck me how much anger those people can have based upon the stories that they have been fed without actually knowing the migrants themselves. And this can make the migrants feel judged, making it harder for them to feel included, as well as building a life in the UK. I can design a project, it'll be called Languages Through Cultural Circles, where immigrants as well as local residents meet up weekly, and that each week would have a fun theme like jobs, music, traditions, and food, and that everyone would bring something from their culture, and that they will learn English whilst sharing and learning from each other's culture, and that the goal is to build a long-lasting friendship, and that by the end of each month we could host a big cultural festival in which fosters respect, understanding, and pride in our community's diversity, reminding us that our differences is what makes our community special. Make young people leaders is by shifting from asking them what they think, but to empower them in deciding what they want to do and supporting them through mentorships. And this would help them gain confidence, develop the leadership skills, as well as bringing fresh ideas and energy to our community projects. To make a project work in other towns and cities is by keeping the core ideas whilst adapting it to each new environment, as every community has different needs and characteristics. Also, partnering with the local council, schools and businesses who knows the town well would help us understand what will make it work in their area. Also, sharing the success and results of our projects would help them understand the real impact it could have in their area. Therefore, by doing this approach, it would ensure that whilst the fundamental concepts is intact, each tailorization could help maximize the chances of it being a success in each environment. The project is successful for when it has hit its goals, the people's engagement, and if the project had created long-lasting positive changes through tangible outcomes that it has delivered, such as providing the resources and services that they can provide within the community. Also, the community's feedback is equally as important, whereby are people saying that their needs have been met, or if they have felt more connected in their neighborhood. Finally, the long-term sustainability, for example, if there has been a ripple effect in other communities whereby they have copied our projects to make their communities more connected. To keep people motivated after a project has finished, I will start by celebrating what we have accomplished whilst recognizing each person's contributions so that everyone feels valued. Also, holding a reflection session, giving the team a chance to share their feedback, which would keep them involved with opportunities. I think that we should work with the local council as they serve as the ideal starting point, due to the fact that they naturally connect schools, community organizations and businesses within their network. And by working closely with them, we could build a strong foundation, extending outreach and creating a positive impact across the community. I think the most important qualities to have is strong organizational skills, as well as communication, leadership, problem solving, empathy, and having a positive energy. I thrive in a team setting, contributing reliability, flexibility, and having a positive attitude, whereby making the whole experience more fun and engaging for everyone, as well as stepping in when needed to keep things running smoothly. Also, with a background in sports and events, I am confident in adapting challenges to help make the events more inclusive, engaging, and overall successful. A community project on social media, I would firstly focus on highlighting the overall aspect of the project, as well as how the project has impacted a person's life, in by whether it has gave them a new set of skills, or allowing them to make new friendships, or that the project has helped them get through a challenging situation in their lives. Change one thing about the UK is that I will make it more welcoming for young people and migrants, since in today's society the core issue is that people sometimes judge you on how you look, where you come from, as well as your accent, other than seeing who you are as a person, and this creates barriers, making you feel like an outsider. And that all we want in today's society is to be respected, have opportunities to succeed, as well as feeling like you're part of the community. And that when this acceptance is missing, it's isolating and discouraging. And that when people are more open and kind and judge others based on their character, and not by their background, it is more beneficial for everyone.